Good morning, Bravehearts, and good morning, Garfield, New Jersey. Welcome back to Marv in the morning. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. It feels good to be back. Man, I woke up feeling amazing today. Like a bazillion bucks. Like a bazillion bucks. It feels so good to be back and doing this again. So yeah, man, welcome back to Marv in the morning. I was gonna say Bravery Arcade. Shout out to my Twitch channel. Make sure you check out my Twitch channel if you haven't yet. I'm live every night, 9 p.m. on Twitch. Bravery Arcade is that. But yeah, man, we in here. What's up, everybody? What's up? I hope I give you that morning jolt. Oh, my phone is on. I hope I give you that morning jolt of energy like I'm feeling right now from doing this. It feels mondo good to be back. This is what I live for. I live for this jazz. No lie. I live for this jazz. And I can't believe it took me so long to start doing this again. But it feels good. It feels good. I'm feeling the need for speed. Shout out to Ridge Racer. Yeah, man, we're in here. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yo, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you give us a thumbs up. Leave something in the comments. Throw me questions. Anything you got up your sleeve. Anything you want to know about podcasting. Throw it my way. I'm here for you, baby. I'm here for you. Let's make magic. Let's make magic today. Let's make some magic. Let's make some magic. I need the applause button soon. Soon I need that applause button. Soon I need that applause button. But yeah, man, we're here and here. Welcome back once again. You know who I am. You know who I am. I am the boss. The boss of the Bravehearts. I'm Marv, the producer, the owner and creative director of Bravery Studios. I just like saying it that way. Don't ask me why. Sounding out every single syllable perfectly, right? Every single syllable perfectly. You have to. We got a great episode for you today. And honestly, a funny one, too, because I think this is going to be a very comedic topic. Very comedic topic when you get down to the brass tacks of it, right? How many co-hosts should you have? How many co-hosts should you have on your podcast? How many is too little? How many is too much? We're going to get into that. But just so everybody knows, we have a Discord for Bravery Studios now. Make sure you guys check the description for it. It's down there. Just click on it. Talk about it. You can talk to me all day in there. You can throw me questions in there, or you can throw me topic ideas, things that you would like for me to speak on during Marv in the morning. So yeah, throw them in there. And we're gonna be building it out. I still haven't really fine-tuned all the channels and made everything very what's the word I'm looking for? User friendly. Yeah, I guess I don't know. I haven't really fine-tuned it yet. I just made it yesterday morning, so I'm gonna be in there. I'm gonna be doing some maintenance today on it. So make sure you get in there and you say what's up. And like I said, throw me some questions. And if you're watching now, throw me some questions even too. That's you can do that too. You can definitely do that too. But listen, hey, if you're looking to start a podcast and you're in the tri-state area, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, hit up Bravery Studios. Take a tour. Go to braverystudios.com. Book a tour. Take a tour of the studio. Listen, man, we really do it all here. We really make it as simple as possible for you to come and record your podcast. You do the talking. Leave the heavy lifting to us. The uploading, graphics, thumbnails, cover art, release schedules. Leave all the heavy stuff to us. This is what we're here for. This is what we do. This is what we do here in Bravery Studios. If you're sitting on a dream, you're letting it live rent-free in your mind, pull up, man. This is what we do. We make dreams realities here in Bravery Studios. This is what we do. And the name Bravery Studios comes from the thought that what we dream about can be scary. But if they're not scary, then they're not big enough. That dream is not big enough if it isn't scary. So you have to dream big. You have to have a little bit of fear in your heart for it. And listen, bravery is not the absence of fear, but it's the strength to push forward despite that fear. The strength to push forward despite that fear. So yeah, man, hit us up in Bravery Studios. We live by that mantra. We're the Bravehearts here. We are the Bravehearted. So the Daily Shoutout. Who am I gonna shout out today? Which one of the podcasts that we produce here in Bravery Studios am I gonna shout out? I'm gonna shout out 973 Vibes today. Listen, guys, if the Averix jacket had a podcast, it'd be the 973 Vibes podcast. If the Averix jacket was personified in a living being and recorded a podcast weekly at Bravery Studios, it'd be 973 Vibes. I don't know if I've met a funnier bunch of dudes. I feel like these guys are stand-up comics and they don't want to tell me, or they're it's like a second life they live that they don't want to speak about in public or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, man, 973 Vibes. Absolutely love those guys. Listen, man, G has that voice. G has that voice of I don't know if it's a mix between Ving Rhames and like Clifton Powell, but he just got that powerful raspy voice that when he speaks you listen. Then you got Joel. Joel has that Marty McFly swag. He's got that quiet guy, but you know, people who are quiet, they're not talking, they're thinking. So he's working on something in his head. I feel like he's gonna hop in a DeLorean and go 88 gigawatts per hour or something like that soon. Then you got Manny. Manny loves to throw little slight jokes all over the place. He thinks I don't hear it. I hear all of it. I hear it all, bro. But honestly, I love laughing at myself. Honestly, it's my superpower. You have to be able to laugh at yourself. You have to be able to laugh at yourself. So yeah, I love it all. Throw it all, Manny. And Manny does the best impressions. Manny, without a doubt, does the best impressions, bro. You can watch 973 Vibes just for Manny's impressions. And then you got Smooth, bro. And Smooth could be like hosting Summer Jam, bro. Smooth is the MC. He is the master of ceremonies when he hops on the mic. I remember we were doing a little promo for the grand opening we had here in the studio. And I told everyone else what to say. And I looked at Smooth and I was like, bro, I don't even have to tell you what to say, bro. I know you're going to nail it in one take without any effort on your part. You make it look like baby food, bro. So, yo, shout out to 973 Vibes. Those are my guys. They've been here over a year. Yo, they're killing it right now. And yeah, I think they're the funniest podcast I have. Without a doubt. I think this is the funniest bunch. They have the podcast that I wish me and my friends would have. Like, legitimately, I envy them because I wish I could get my 4 friends together on a podcast and do something that's fun as they do weekly here. I wish. I remember they told the story of during quarantine that they had a birthday party inside Grand Theft Auto, the game Grand Theft Auto Online, and it just sounded like the coolest thing to do with your bros. I just went back to my house and I called my friends and I'm like, guys, let's all get Grand Theft Auto. We gotta spend some time together, quality time together, playing Grand Theft Auto. And we literally played it for like 6 months straight together, based off that one podcast episode. That's truth. That's truth. So yeah, man, love those guys. I think they're hilarious. Make sure you check them out. They're on YouTube. They're on Apple. They're on Spotify. They're on Amazon. Listen, they love their Amazon. But yeah, shout out to 973 Vibes Podcast. Check them out when you get the chance. Check them out. The other thing is, once again, I'm gonna promote this. Listen, I want to start reviewing podcasts up here. I want to definitely have people send me their podcasts for me to review, give you honest to God feedback. Listen, I'll give you the blunt, honest truth about it. Maybe if I like it and it sounds of quality, I can play it here on Marv in the morning. I'll play it here. I will give you live thoughts that I have or whatnot. And yeah, send me your podcasts. You can either send it to my email, marvin@braverystudios.com, or you can join Discord and I'll make a channel for podcast reviewing. I'll make a channel just for podcast reviewing, and then I'll listen to the ones. that look intriguing, and then I'll play a little bit of it here on the podcast and on a Marv in the morning, and give you honest to God feedback, right? Give you the truth. Give you the true, right? Give you the true. But yeah, and then we also have, and I forgot to turn this on right away, but we also have a donation ticker going up for the Valor Room. We're trying to build a second room here. It hasn't been easy, accumulating the funds to make it happen. But hey, if you want to contribute, if you want to help out and have your name on a wall, yeah, you donate, we'll put your name on the wall there in the studio. Yeah, man. if you can, throw it up. Yo, sup, dude? Yo, we got Big Daddy Alucard in the chat. One of my Twitch viewers. How you doing? This guy's gonna come with jokes this stream. I already know. I already know. Let's go. Yeah, we got the Street Approved podcast in here. Shout out to B-Mac. Yo, what's up, bro? How are you doing, bro? Yeah, man. So, yeah, we got the Valor Room. We're trying to build the second room here. For anybody that wants to contribute, we will put your name on the wall there in the studio. It's going to be in big letters. You see that white wall there in the middle? I'm thinking the names will go on the sides of that picture there in the middle of the Speed Racer. So, yeah, man. Anybody else is watching, yo, throw some love in the chat. Yo, damn, I'm just a viewer. Oh, no, you're not just my Twitch viewer. You're my bro. Alucard Jr. has been rocking with me on Twitch. Alucard Jr. has been rocking with me on Twitch for about 5 years, maybe. 5 years, bro. And he's a ride or die. He's my ride or die. Alucard is definitely my ride or die. He donated pizza one time to the stream when DX and Steve and me were doing Marv and the Boys like a year ago, which we got to bring that back. We definitely have to bring back Marv and the Boys. We definitely have to bring back Marv and the Boys. Yeah, but Alucard's definitely my number one. That's my right-hand man on Twitch, without a doubt. Without a doubt. No doubt. He's there from the eye patch days. Why he do me like that? But yeah, man. Yo, I watched you on YouTube. That's right. You were watching ever since YouTube. So for anybody that wants to know, is curious about like the Twitch journey, maybe I'll make a little series about that, but I don't know yet. I'll see if we could get into that at some point. But I'm just a viewer. I see you. Nah, negative. That's my right-hand man right there. Alucard Jr. is definitely my right-hand man. Definitely my right-hand dude. But how you call it? Yeah, man, maybe we'll make a story about the Twitch journey, man. The Twitch journey, not to get too far off topic because we're talking about podcasts today, but the Twitch journey has been almost a wild ride that has spanned, man, it might even span almost, we're gonna go on 10 years, man. The gaming journey of and that's how I started. The first podcast I had was a gaming podcast. It was called The People versus Villainy Games. And we're a lot more edgy back then. We're wild boys back in the day. 10 years ago, we were definitely wild boys back in the day. But if you want to check me out on Twitch, I'm live every night. Not every night. Monday through Friday, we're live. 9 p.m. Eastern time. I was playing Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. I used to only focus on fighting games, but now we're definitely much more of a variety stream. So, yeah, you can check it out. Check it out anytime you get a chance. Big Daddy Alucard will be there. So, show him some love, too. But, yeah, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this stream, right? Let's get into the meat and potatoes of this stream, right? Because I know this is going to be a funny topic, and it might be subjective. It might be very, very subjective. But I'm going to tell it from my experience. I'm going to talk about it from, what can I do? But, I don't have a monopoly on truth. You know what I'm saying? I think I learned that from the Black Image podcast. He used to say that a lot. I don't have a monopoly on truth. So this one is a lot more subjective and a lot more of just my opinions and my experiences, right? Because there might not be a right answer for this question, right? There might be multiple answers for this question. How many co-hosts should I have? How many co-hosts should I have? Right? How many co-hosts? You say you have a show. Let's say you're talking about sports. And hey, how many people you want on there to talk to you about sports with you, right? And I think since podcasting is primarily recorded conversations, that's essentially what it is. You're recording your conversation and putting it on the internet, right? I think you really have to think to yourself, how many people have I ever had a conversation with at the same time? At the same time, when you're not recording your podcast, when you're just having a conversation, because those are the best podcasts, the things that are not recorded. Imagine all the things that have been said that are not recorded. It would be great podcast episodes. But how many people have you ever spoken to at the same time? How many people have you had an in-depth conversation with? When you go to a party, can't comment much. I'm at work doing the work stuff, but I'm all ears. Shout out to Big Daddy Alucard. He's about to get fired for watching this. That's a loyal viewer. That's a loyal viewer. But yeah, man. When you go to a party, right? You go to a party, and everyone's sectioned off into groups. There's people dancing, but the people that are having conversations are kind of sectioned off in little groups. There'll be these two guys standing by the wall talking. There'll be two ladies, and close to the bathroom talking. When you're at a party, and how many people at a party can speak at the same time? I don't think you can do too many. I think you can do like four, and after that, like you're in a big group, but then this group will section off into little smaller conversations. Three tops, including you four after it gets random. So Big Daddy Alec can talk to four people at a time when it gets random. Yeah, I think when you get into bigger groups of conversations, the group kind of splits into two different conversations, or three, depending on how many people are there. In my experience, I think the best podcasts and the most streamlined and fluid conversations happen with three people. Three people. Three people is a solid podcast. With one person, you might have to have like bullet points like what I have now. I have a ton of bullet points in front of me just so I don't have quiet moments, right? I keep the bullet points in front of me because if not, I'd have to think of everything to say because I'm the only one here. There's nobody next to me to pick up the slack and take over the quiet moments, right? There's nobody here. Oh, look at this. Okay, I'm getting a phone. This is the first time I get a phone call. Let's pick it up. Hello, love. I'm doing good. I'm actually live on YouTube right now. But can I call you right after? And if you want, you can watch. I'm giving a really good lesson on podcasting right now. I will send you the link. Thank you so much. And happy to hear from you. All right, bye. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yeah. Shout out to her. Let me send her the link. But how you call it? What was I just talking about? Okay, what was I just speaking on? All right, I think three is perfect number. When you're doing it with two, when you're doing it with two people, you might encounter quiet moments. You might if it's a topic that you guys are not that strong on. Because if you're strong on a topic, if you're super solid on a topic, then you'll probably never shut up about it. So you won't have quiet dead spots in your conversation, right? You won't have that. But if you are, how you call it, with one person, then yeah, you need to have a whole bunch of bullet points. That way, you don't lose, you don't have quiet moments by yourself. Because if you had to think of everything to say, then you might have a brain fart and you might just forget what you were gonna say next, or you might forget something and just go, "Hello, my love, person on the other side, J Kid, JK, man." Shout out to Steve. But yeah. So you might forget of what to say if you're doing a podcast by yourself. Even though I pull it off every week, but definitely not without bullet points. But three people, I think with three people, you'll never have a quiet moment because if not the other person, then the other person is gonna pick up the slack and have something to say. Definitely three is a sweet spot. Now when we get to four people. A four-person podcast is still fine. I think that's totally cool if you're doing a four-man podcast. I think what I encountered on four-people podcasts, or four-man, four heads, four people, is that usually there's someone that's not able to speak as much throughout the show because it just might be an hour-long show, and the fourth man has to kind of like play jumping jacks. Is it called jumping jacks? Jump rope. Jumping jacks is a different game, right? You got to play jump rope to kind of squeeze your way in there. Like, all right, we have an hour. Most podcasts I think average about an hour long episodes. Danashe said this. Wow, you found it without the link. Danashe, thanks for finding us. Wow, this is fire. Thank you. Shout out to Danashe. Make sure you guys are subscribed and following and listening to the Under Review podcast. Best sports podcast in all the land. She's absolutely a firecracker on that show. She's the best. Shout out to her. And she knows her jazz. But yes, when you come to a four-man podcast, I usually find that not everyone has the same amount of time to speak on this show. Because usually there is one host and moderator that kind of becomes the voice of the entire show. That this person in the group that just naturally speaks more than everyone else. Every group has one. This guy's the talker. This is the guy who's probably hosting and moderating the show, right? Then you have the ad-libber, right? The guy with the 2 cents. The guy that just wants to throw in his 2 cents after every statement that the talker says. And that guy's usually the funniest because he only chimes in from time to time, but when he chimes in, it's a bang. You know what I mean? It's a bang. So the guy that ad-libs, usually the funniest person in the group, right? Usually the funniest. Then you have maybe the voice of reason, who kind of like is the devil's advocate to the talker. That kind of just like goes against everything that the speaker says. Goes against it 100%, right? All of it. I don't agree with that. Sometimes they're just contrarians. I don't know if contrarian is a real word, but I use it from time to time because there's just some people who just, it feels like, damn, I feel like you just agree to disagree. Like you don't agree to disagree. You disagree just to disagree. And usually that's one person on the pod. And usually those people are the ones that make the show worth watching. That's the guy you want to have on your show, because if your show is just like, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with everything you're saying. I agree with all of it. If everybody on the podcast is yes men and everybody on the podcast is me too's, I like if I was on Donati's show and everything she says, I'm just like, me too. Yeah, I like the Jets game too. Me too. You need a little bit of conflict on your show. You need a little bit of life and a little bit of a debate. And I would never do a podcast with somebody that just agrees with everything I say and it's just like a me too thing. Like, or I would almost just kind of start becoming the contrarian on my own, because it's like, hey, I have to how you call it? I have to make this spicy in some way. I can't just have a podcast with everybody agreeing. It can't be an echo chamber, right? So those are like the 3 people that I think are on every podcast if you're doing a 3-man show. You have the speaker, moderator, you have the ad-libber, and you have the contrarian. This is all subjective and it's all from my experience recording podcasts. You have the contrarian. But then okay, so then you get to the 4th man. And I really do think that on most shows, the 4th man doesn't really have a lot to say. I really feel like maybe they could kind of be another ad-libber or another contrarian. Yo, if everyone agrees to everything, there is no discussion. Yeah, it's no discussion. It's a boring podcast. Listen, you need a co-host who's gonna test your beliefs, especially on something like sports or opinions on video games, movies. I've listened to movie podcasts where they're just all agreeing with each other and all just saying yes, yeah, and it's boring. It's boring. But yeah, I think with 4 people, you usually have someone who doesn't have time to shine because the other roles have been taken already. The other roles have been filled. And the only way I see a 4-man show working is if the moderator kind of strategically places who speaks at what time. Like if it's like a roundtable discussion and the moderator one by one points at his or her co-host, and says, oh yes, it's your turn to speak. John, tell me what you thought about the movie Thor Love and Thunder. I picked Thor Love and Thunder because Jake Kadowski was trying to watch it yesterday. What do you think about Thor Love and Thunder? Okay, Tom says blah, 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 XYZ. This guy says, Jane says she didn't like it. Ad-libber just goes 2 words. It was whack, 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 whack. And then, everybody laughs because, the ad-libber gets everybody to laugh. And then the 4th man, comes in and does something similar to the other people on the roles, right? Something similar. Now, okay, so that's 4. It could work with 4, with a moderator, or maybe you're okay with having one co-host that's a little bit quieter than the rest. It doesn't contribute as much, but maybe when they do speak, it is profound and golden content out of them. Maybe they're just a little bit quieter. They just make it count when they speak, right? That's fine. Okay, so now we get to a 5-man show. A 5-man show. What happens on a 5-man show? The same thing that happens on a 10-man show or 11-man show, or 8-man show. It just becomes too much. It just becomes too much. It becomes a lot of people speaking over each other. It becomes a shouting contest because when you have, listen, when I speak to like 3 people, it's hard not to get cut off when you're in a group of 3 and you're speaking to each other as friends casually. It's hard to do that. So imagine with 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yo, we got Jason Enrique in the house. I'm still looking for my future co-host. Yeah, man, shout out to Jason. Yo, we gotta talk about that. I didn't know you were looking for a co-host, but I'm gonna be talking with Jason on this Saturday. We're gonna be talking. Recording a podcast. But yeah, with 5 people, it really becomes a point where it's just like everyone is fighting to get their voice heard. Everyone is struggling to just get their point across, because the minute they say one sentence, the next guy comes in and says, this is my opportunity to speak. This is my opportunity to say something right now. I have to say something or I'm never going to be able to talk on this show. Right? So do you want that? Do you want that struggle on your show, the struggle to be heard? Considering you might only have an hour to record, are you really going to spend that hour trying to fight your way out of a bush, right? Maybe you will. I don't know. But once again, with the moderator thing, you could moderate it and just say, hey, boom, 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 boom. You talk. Now you talk. You could. It's a little more work. It's unnatural. You know what I'm saying? But it's possible. But I think 5, if you're going to do 5, then that should be the absolute limit. I don't think you should ever go past 5 people at a table. Because now you're really thinking about, okay, even equipment wise. All right, am I going to have like 6 microphones up here? Is there going to be space for all these wires and all these chairs, all these headsets? Now we're thinking about logistically. Logistically, if you're recording your podcast at home or at a studio, right? Just the amount of wiring and equipment and chairs and comfort and space. How big is your podcast space? Do you guys all want to be shoulder to shoulder with each other? I hope you're not recording video. That doesn't look good on video. Like you're just going to be, it's my turn to talk. Nah, man, like you don't want that. You don't want to, you want to feel relaxed, right? Arms open. You want to be able to get your point across. And say what you need to say without your shoulders being up here, right? If you're doing video, you know what I mean? If you're doing video, it won't look good on camera if you go beyond 5 people. And here, having the podcast studio, I don't even allow more than 5 people at the table. Don't even allow it. It just looks so bad on camera that I just say, listen, for your own good, there is a limit of 5 people to this room. There's only 4 microphones, only 4 headsets. Most equipment is made for 4. Most mixers you buy, most headphone amps, there's a reason they come with only 4, right? I wish I had a headphone amp on me right now, but the mixer that's behind me, this thing right here, it's tethered for 4, and usually they'll come in 12s. It'll be 4 or 8, and the fact that the standard is like 4 for equipment should be another factor in your mind. Okay, logistically, is it worth spending that extra money for the equipment, the wires, the microphone, the headset, if I'm gonna have a 5th person and this person's barely gonna be able to even speak on the show? Logistically, am I going to have a whole bunch of wiring and extra jazz in the room for a 5th man if the contribution to the show is very, very, very minimal? It's minute. I just like saying that word, minute. I just think it's a cool word because minute is one of those words that sounds like what it is. It's a very small amount. It's a minute amount. A minute amount, right? So, man, that just happened. Yes, are you going to spend all that money on extra jazz for something that's not going to add value to your show? Now think about it like this: if you remove the fifth man from the show, are you going to lose viewership? Are you going to lose listeners? Is the show going to be hurt in some way? Is there going to be like some immediate drop of viewership? Maybe if the fifth man has been there since day one, and people love him, but then there's probably someone else on the show that's probably not as vital to the formula every week, right? And shout out to everybody watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. We have the Discord now. Make sure you join the Discord. On the Discord, you can send me your podcast episodes, and I can review them live here on the Marv in the Morning Show. Yeah. Send me all that jazz. And yeah. Yes. You don't really need to go beyond 5 people. You don't really need to go beyond 5 people at all. That's my opinion on it. 5 the limit. 3 is the sweet spot. 4 is okay. 5 is the absolute threshold. Like, you just do not want to pass that at all. You want to stay there at 5 max. And remember, this is situational too. If you already have a 4-man show and your guest becomes a 5th man, or if you already have a 5-man show and you want to bring on a guest for an interview, then your guest becomes a 6th man. You might ask your co-host, like, hey, do one of you guys want to take the day off for this one, or just to keep it simpler? But 6 people really doesn't look good on camera. And I was watching Andrew Tate's podcast one time. No, I wasn't even watching it. I would not watch that at all. But it was viral. They had a viral clip where he had, I think there must have been about 15 people at that table. And he's just cursing out all the women in the table. And I'm watching this chaos, and I'm like, he's telling people to shut up. He says, shut the F up. Everybody shut up. This is my show. If you don't like it, you could leave. I don't know how the women didn't walk out of that room. I just don't even know. But the point I'm really trying to make is that, what did you expect was going to happen? You have 15 people at that table, dude. What did you expect? You were going to be able to moderate a conversation, a recording of 15 people? Like, what did you think was going to happen there? And that might have been the goal, to make it look like chaos. It looks like that might have been the goal. I don't really know the guy too well. I don't really have any stake in what happens to his podcast. I know there's a whole bunch of controversy with him. But dude, you're having 15 people at your table. What did you think was going to happen? I'm watching it like, it might have been the goal for him to go off and spaz on everybody at that table, because it was chaos. I'm watching it and I'm like, this is pure chaos. And some people might get off on that. Some people are like, oh, this is hilarious, but it's not for me. I'm just looking at it like, that's chaos. I think that's just pure chaos right there. But like I said, that might have been the goal. I don't know. But I think that pretty much sums up my opinion on how many co-hosts you should have. Once again, I think 3 is the sweet spot. 4 is okay. 5 is the actual limit. 5 is the limit. 5 is the limit. So yeah, guys, in conclusion, you want to keep it simple too. And you want to do what works. So even though I'm telling you that there's a limit, and this is what I think is the sweet spot, and what I think is the threshold, I don't have a monopoly on truth. I think everything is really subjective. So like, if you have a 6-man show and it's doing great and the numbers are great and people love it, then don't worry about what I said. Because everything is situational too. So just do what works. But if you're starting off and you're finding it that it's to be too chaotic, too much speaking over each other, too much interrupting each other, then try to take it down to 3. try to maybe even have the one of the co-hosts become the producer. You make a co-host a producer, that's pretty cool. People love that too. When there's someone off camera speaking into a microphone. You watch Joe Budden. I don't know if Parks has ever been on camera. Maybe someone in the chat can tell me. But I don't think Parks has ever been on camera on the Joe Budden podcast. But you know his voice. I know what he looks like from social media, but you sure as hell know his voice. Know what he sounds like. And, he's like the voice in the sky. Like the voice of God almost. Pretty much. But yeah. That's my opinion on that, on how many co-hosts you should have. All right, so what's next? What's on the agenda for Marv in the Morning? It's Wednesday. We're 3 days into this. 3 days in, right? It's been an awesome ride so far. This is a Monday through Friday show. This is a show that I'm not sure will last forever. Maybe at some point the lessons will end and you will review prior episodes to get your information, and then maybe the episodes will release more sporadically when new ideas or new questions get thrown my way. But for now, I have about a page of 30 topics to speak of, and since we're keeping the episodes short, around like half an hour, I'm really only discussing the topic for like 15 minutes and doing other announcements the rest of the time. This isn't like strenuous or hard work at all for me. As soon as I'm done with the show, I throw everything in Sony Vegas, make clips out of it, and it's really simple work. It's only my morning. It's about a 2-hour job to do this daily. So record it for 1 hour, and then create marketing material for another hour. So this is not hard work for me at all. I'm enjoying it. I'm really, really digging it and digging the feedback that I'm getting from everywhere. So, hopefully stick around for the whole ride. Like I said, we have 30. If we're doing them, by the way, I've seen 8 podcast shows and everybody interrupts each other. A topic that may take 5 to 10 minutes ends up taking over 20. Some of his time is dead time, and sometimes it just goes into the other topics without finishing the first topic. Yeah, it's chaos, man. It's chaos. Things jump all over the place when you have too many people. That's a fact. But yeah, like I was saying, we have a lot of topics coming. Tomorrow's topic, another pretty fun one to talk about. How long should my episodes be? How long should my podcast episodes be? So we're going to talk on that tomorrow. How long should my episodes be? And find out Manana on Marv in the Morning. But for the meantime, guys, we're going to call it here. Once again, make sure you're subscribed. Is this playing? It is not playing. So these headphones on to make sure my music's playing. The only reason I have to wear headphones this show. But yeah, guys, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you give me a thumbs up. We have the Discord there. If you want me to review your podcast, throw it in the Discord. Marv in the Morning, Bravery Studios Discord. And it's been a fun ride, fun episode. I like this episode a lot. Got to have a lot more laughs this episode. So yeah, once again, hit subscribe. Hit the follow button. There's no follow button on YouTube. Give me a thumbs up. Share the video. Share this with other podcasters. Spread the knowledge. But we're out of here, Bravehearts. It's been awesome. It's been real. Peace out.